So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's session. I'll be your host, Monsieur himself, and I believe you'll get something out of this. This is our last lesson for this semester. I must say that, and God willing, we'll continue meeting. So I'm going to talk about a wide range of topics. First, I'm going to take you through 3 topics we talked about previously so that you connect. Remember, you're doing your CAT next week. So, of course, your exam is also around the corner. And I always say, for me, I don't teach you to pass exam. Exam will come and go, but what will you remain with? When one day you look back, you are in a French class and we met, what will you remember? That is the most important thing for me, not the exam. That's just a paper. Can you prove what you have in that paper by expressing yourself in French? That's the most important thing for me. So without wasting much time, I want to take you through the very first thing, passé récent. Passé récent, recent past. So, Melissa Mawia, unmute yourself.
Yes.
What do you understand by passé récent? Anything concerning that? Passé récent, recent past, we talked about that tense. Melissa, I'm waiting for you. Anyone, what do you remember about passé récent? Anyone, Snyder?
Passé récent, it is expressing yourself in the recent past, and when conjugating, you add do.
You add do to what?
The verb, like,
Which verb?
no, for example, you are using
Which verb?
the conjugated verb.
What is the conjugated verb? Now listen to Monsieur. Listen to Monsieur. This is what we have talked about. Passé raison is a tense we use to express events or actions which has just taken place a few minutes ago. The most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, is what? Formation. Okay? Formation, how is it formed? The verb venir au présent plus de plus infinitive. That is what we say. Therefore, you must know how to conjugate the verb venir in the present. Je viens, tu viens, Il stroke elle vient. Nous venons. Vous venez. Il stroke elle. I'm going to share my screen, okay? Elles viennent. Elles viennent. Confirm you can see the screen. Merci. So, par ces raisons, I've said formation is very important. The verb venir conjugated in the present plus do plus infinitive, where I said the verb in the infinitive form, ladies and gentlemen, is the verb expressing the action. The verb venir is just helping us to express when is that action in the infinitive form is took place. Remember, venir, the passé raison, sorry, is used to express events or actions which have just taken place. I just left. I just left. I've just eaten. She has just called. She just called a few minutes ago. You're looking for so and so. She just left. So how do you conjugate the verb venir in the present? Very simple and very important. I've done that. Je viens, tu viens, il, elle vient, nous venons, vous venez, vous venez, il, elle viennent. Il, elle viennent, W-N-E-N-T. Okay, ils viennent, elles viennent. Remember, I've said that you add what? The preposition de plus the infinitive, what you want to say. Therefore, no, that's not what I want, sorry. So I have this. Then here, I will say de, then partir. Partir is to leave. Je viens de partir. I just left not long ago. I just left. Tu viens de partir. Il vient de partir. Elle vient de partir. Nous venons de partir. Vous venez de partir. Il, elle vient de partir. Okay. Now, expressing yourself, we say, les touristes français, les touristes français, les touristes français. Troisième personne plurielle, les touristes français viennent de voyager or viennent d'arriver. So when the verb begins with the vowel, ladies and gentlemen, when the verb, the infinitive begins with a vowel or silent H, you simply use the apostrophe. Arriver, vient d'arriver à l'hôtel. OK? À l'hôtel. Les touristes français viennent d'arriver à l'hôtel. As simple as that. Am I clear? Understood? We say, for example, Brigitte, I hope it is written like that. Brigitte vient de proposer à Ouma. That is my statement. Brigitte vient de proposer à Ouma. I hope you are getting me. It should be a with an accent. We say Victor vient d'épouser une femme congolaise. We can say Carole et ses amis, Carole and her friends, et ses amis, Carole et ses amis viennent de manger tout le poulet. They just ate the whole chicken. Okay? Yes. Carol, have you gotten that statement? Carol et ses amis avec S, viennent de manger tout le poulet. So I started here, les touristes. Third person what? Plural. Look at how les touristes français, so all this is the subject. Les touristes français, the verb venir, I've conjugated in the third person plural. Very important. Third person plural. So let me choose a different color. Then you can see the verb in the infinitive form. The verb in the infinitive form. Am I clear? Am I clear on how to express yourself in the recent past? Passé récent. Now, each one of you, you have 30 seconds to construct a sentence expressing yourself in the recent past. 30 seconds. Mary Mburu, I've seen your answer. Snyder, that is correct. Je viens de manger. That is Njuguna Wangari, correct. The rest? Christine Becerra, Maore Bridget. Victor Hagai, Melissa, ten seconds. Okay, that chapter is closed. I'm moving to another topic. Just to remind you, we talked about, just a minute. You can see some people are waiting. Admit all. So basically, please note how we form bien jouer. Agai, I have a problem with that. Remember the formation, Victor? Remember the formation of passé raison? It is the verb venir plus de plus jouer. So you forgot to add the preposition de, so that that verb remains the infinitive form. So we say, Victor vient de, you can say Victor vient de jouer, de. Between vient and jouer, there is what? The preposition what? De. I hope you got my point. Melissa and Maore, I'm still waiting for your response on the same. I want to know the person who has joined with Airtel S31. I must know students in my class, so Airtel S31, I must know you before I proceed. Rachel, you've just joined class and mute yourself.
Let me mute.
Lupe, Christine Becerra, what's the meaning of Lupe? Christine Becerra, what's the meaning of Lupe? No. We use rater, rater, rater. Je viens de rater le train, not louper. Okay? Je viens de rater le train. Rater, to miss. OK? Je viens de rater le train. I just missed the train. Okay? I just missed the train. So that is in order. I'm kindly asking this person who has joined or the student who has joined with the Airtel S31. If not, I will remove you from this class. Chat me privately to know your identity. Monsieur is in control of his class. Okay, as I proceed. So basically, that is about passé raison. Remember the use, it is used to express events or actions which has just taken place. Now, the formation is important. The verb venir in the present plus, de plus infinitive. Then we talked about that is another tense. And just before I proceed, please don't confuse passé composé and passé récent. Remember, passé composé formation involves two verbs, either the verb to be or the verb to have in the present plus the past participle. Now, the determination on when to use the verb to be or the verb to have, that one I explained very well. You have got the verbs of motion, 14, plus 3 verbs, the verb mourir, the verb devenir, the verb naître, to be born, making them 17 verbs. Then again, we say that you express yourself in the past with the verb to be, taking the pronominal verbs. Pronominal verb, that is the first topic we talked about, pronominal verbs. Verbs which are accompanied with what? With a pronoun. So those verbs also form passé composé with the verb to be. But remember, majority of the verbs in French form passé composé with the verb to have. So if the verb in question does not fall under either the verbs of motion or the pronominal verbs, then you have to use the verb to have, avoir. So I believe that is clear. Okay, now I want to remind you about something else we have talked about, and I'm going to call upon someone to read. Yes, anyone raise your hand? Anyone who wants to read? Anyone who is ready to read? Rachel, you can read. Yes, go ahead.
I don't know if I can be heard. Not so. L'impératif actually. Imperative, the imperative in French. Hello.
Yes, I'm listening.
What is l'imperative? L'imperative, the imperative is used to give orders or advice to one or more people. The imperative only exists in the second person singular, tu, the first person plural, nous,
Hello.
and the second person plural vous. The imperative is conjugated in the same way as the present tense.
Can you take that part again?
I reread.
No, from after the first sentence, mpaka mahali kuna full stop, the imperative only exists in what? I want to repeat that part.
The imperative only exists in the second person singular tu, the first person plural nous, and the second person plural vous. The imperative is conjugated in the same way as the present tense.
Okay, thank you. Now, one thing I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, is this. L'impératif, as you say the imperative, l'impératif en français is a tense in which to give order, to warn, or to advise. Now, can you advise yourself? No. Can you advise a third person, third party? No. So that is why we are told this tense only involves three persons. That is tu, vous, or nous. For example, when I tell you eat, I tell you let's eat. I tell you eat, eat, not you eat, eat. Let's eat, eat. Let's go, go. Okay? Let's read, read. I cannot say let him read. You know, imperative tense, you are addressing someone directly or indirectly, okay? But not a third person. So imperative tense does not exist with the third person singular il and its plural form. So please take note of that, okay? Imperative tense cannot be used with the third person singular, and third person plural. And that's why we are told imperative tense only involve the three persons. Again, remember, imperative tense cannot be used in the past, cannot be used in the future. It is used always in the present because you cannot advise in the past, you cannot give order in the past, you cannot give order in the future, you cannot. So remember, imperative tense involves three persons, tu, vous, and nous, as I've said, okay? Now, when you talk about imperative tense, this is something that we have talked about. We say imperative tense is a tense without the subject. That's another thing I want you to remember. Imperative tense is a tense without what? Without the subject. So what does that mean? Just a minute, I see. So imperative tense is a tense without the subject, as I've said. So you have to know how various verbs form their imperative tense. So the second person tu with the first group verbs. Remember, it is used in the present tense. So how do we conjugate verbs in the present, first group verbs, sorry, in the present? We say, for example, the verb parler. Parler is to speak. Parler is to speak. So when you use this verb, parler, l'imperative, parler, so parler is a first group verb. So we normally say that verb, we say tu parles, tu parles. And I've said imperative tense is a tense without what? Without the subject. So note this, first group verbs, you drop the letter S. So the imperative tense of tu parles, we will say what? Parle. Note that. We always say parle with exclamation marks. So when someone say parle, pardon, parle avec moi. Parle, my keyboard is in French, so understand me. Parle avec moi. Talk to me. Not you talk to me. Imperative tense is a tense without the subject. The second person is the same. You simply drop the. So when you say nous parlons, okay? Nous parlons avec lui. We are talking to him. So the imperative tense of that is simple. You simply drop what? The subject. So we say parlons avec lui. So same, vous parlez Swahili, you speak Swahili. So the imperative tense of that, you drop the subject. I've said imperative tense is the tense without what? Without the subject. So we say parlez Swahili. Speak Swahili, okay? Parlez Swahili. That is that. That's how the first group verbs behave. Now, second group verbs and third group verbs, you simply drop the subject. The rest remain the same. And then the verb aller also behaves. So when you say tu vas à Paris. So this one should be that. Tu vas à Paris or tu vas au Kenya. Tu vas au Kenya. The imperative tense of that, you drop the S, va au Kenya. Go to Kenya. Remember what I said as far as imperative tense is concerned. Someone is telling you, I'm going. And then you tell him or her, go. Enda, kuja, kula, come. That is the imperative tense. Any question? Remember I've said the verb aller and first group verbs, you drop letter S. As you can see here, you drop letter S. The rest, you simply drop the subject. Whatever remains is the imperative tense. Any question?
Mwalimu, can you give an example of the other verbs, of the second group verbs?
We conjugated the verbs across first group and second group verbs. So for example, take the verb finir. Finir is a second group verb, okay? So, finir. So we say, remember, I'm just talking about the third person, the three person, tu, nous, and vous. So we say, tu finis le devoir, assignment. Okay? We say, nous finissons, okay? Nous finissons le devoir. Then the third one, vous finissez le devoir. So you see, those are three statements. Then now I want you to express yourself in the imperative tense. What are you supposed to do? Imperative tense, tense without what? Without the subject. So you simply drop the tu, you drop the nous, you drop the vous for the rest of the verbs. So here we say fini le devoir. Finish the homework or finish the work. Devoir. Second one, we say finissons. Let's finish. Okay? Finissons le devoir. Let's finish the assignment. Okay? So, not is always authoritative language. So, in that sense, you must put the exclamation mark. So, here again we say finissez le devoir. Okay? Finissez le devoir, of course, with the exclamation mark. Have I answered you, Rachel?
Yes.
Third group verb. A third group verb, for example, the verb prendre, to take. So remember we say, tu prends, we say, nous prenons, we say, vous prenez. Okay, so the imperative tense is simple. So let me complete. Tu prends le taxi. Tu prends un taxi. Take a taxi. Okay. This one becomes now the imperative tense of that is we say the imperative tense is prends un taxi. Take a taxi. The same, nous prenons un taxi. Okay, nous prenons un taxi. We simply say, prenons un taxi. Okay, then vous prenez un taxi. The imperative tense of that is prenez un taxi. Take a taxi. Are we together up to that point? Class, are we together? Evelyn Wanjiku, Maore, and the rest. Victor, Hagai, are we together?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Attention to the irregular verbs. So basically that is what is explained. I've explained myself there. This document, you have it, read it, understand it. Now, I want to draw your attention to the pronominal verbs. It is there. To te lève, so we say lève-toi, lève-nous, let's wake up. Okay, very important for you to note, but my interest is on these verbs. Please know these verbs. I've said and I repeat. Know how those verbs form the imperative tense. Know how those verbs form the imperative tense. They are irregular. The verb avoir, the verb être, the verb savoir, the verb vouloir. This is something that we have talked about, and think I'm clear. Next, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you about another tense we talked about, l'imparfait. So, l'imparfait, that is the imperfect tense. So what is imperfect tense? When are you supposed to use it? What does it mean? And how do you apply it as far as the verbs are concerned? First group verbs, second group verbs, and third group verbs. How do you go about the same? It's very important for you to understand that. So I'm going to invite one of you to read, and so that we can make progress on the same. One of you to read. Hello? Juguna, kindly read. Oh, Maore. Maore, I can see you are. Maore, please kindly try to read.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
The imperfect or expresses or describes.
Wait. Let Monsieur tell you that what here is. Huh? Can you see l'imparfait? Can you repeat after me? L'imparfait.
Perfect.
Wow.
Okay, expresses or describes continued repeated habitual actions or incomplete actions, situations or event in the past. The imperfect describes what was going on at indefinite time in the past or what used to happen. The imperfect can be translated by would when it implies used to. The imperfect is a simple tense that does not require a helping verb.
Thank you for excellent reading. Okay. Now, we are told the imperfect tense is a tense that is used to describe continued, repeated, habitual actions or incomplete actions, situations, events in the past. We have talked about passé composé. We have talked about passé raison. Now we are talking about what? And we have also talked about this tense, l'imparfait, imperfect tense. This is the tense you normally refer to as the past continuous tense. Now, what do you mean by habitual actions? When I was young, I used to do ABCD. When I was in ZTech, I used to do ABCD. Before Corona, I used to do ABCD. You get me? Things which are out of habit, things which were used to take some time, but in the past. For example, you say, when I was going to the market, going took some time. It was action which took some time, but of course in the past. When I was, ABCD happened. When I met so and so, I met so and so when I was on my way to, when I was in school, I used to have a lot of time to study. Now I am at home, I have a lot of work to do. When I was in school, I used to go out with my friends when I have time. Now it is not possible. I am confined. I hope you are getting my explanation. So that is what we mean by habituals, repeated, continued. Describe continued actions, incomplete. So passé composé talk about the tenses which are complete in the past. I ate. I was eating. I ate. I ate is passé composé. I was eating. The phone rang when I was eating. Ringing of the phone is complete. Ringing of the phone is complete. Someone help me how to. Okay. Can someone text back? Someone text back who Kinywa, tell her to choose the audio of the mic. Please, someone to write that as we continue. I've seen she has texted. So just tell her to check the audio of the mic. It's the first icon. That is if she's using, whether it's using the laptop or the phone. So she should choose the audio. Someone to write that, please. Thank you. So I said when I was, the phone rang when I was I was doing ABCD, okay? You called when I was taking a shower. You called, so that's why I didn't pick the call. I was taking a shower, so meaning I was not, by that time, I was not near my phone. You see that? So that's what we call the past continuous tense, as we say, l'imparfait. Please don't confuse l'imparfait and l'imperative. I've said, don't confuse l'imperative and l'imparfait. I say it again. Don't confuse l'imperative and l'imparfait. The imperfect tense is formed by dropping the ONS ending of the present. Now we are talking about the formation, ladies and gentlemen. So the imperfect tense, so l'imparfait, as we say, the imperfect is formed by dropping the ONS, very important. The ONS of what? That's the question. The ONS of what? The ONS of the simple tense that does not require a helping, I've said the imperfect tense is, the imperfect is formed by dropping the ONS ending from the present tense nu form of the verb and adding the following endings. Let me make it simple. Ladies and gentlemen, what you need to know as far as this tense is concerned is simple. You have to know how to conjugate the verbs, whether first group, second group, or third group verb in the present, where we started the journey. Remember when I was telling you that whatever you do in first semester, year 1, sem 1, will help you as you move along with this language. Here we are. You must know how to conjugate the verbs in the present simple tense, okay? Then what you do in the nous form, not any other person. Nous, like we say first group verb, we say nous parlons. Second group verb, nous finissons. Third group verb, for example, nous prenons. So I've picked 3 verbs, first group, second group, third group. So we say nous parlons, nous, let me write them down. Has she found a solution? Can she now hear us? Masi Kinywa.
Yes, I can hear you.
You can now hear me.
Yes.
I am joining class in good time. It is 3. So I'm saying I've picked 3 verbs. I've picked 3 verbs. The verb parler, the verb parler, oh no, the verb parler, the verb finir. Let me take even the verb faire. Faire is to do. So first group, second group, third group verb. So let's take the verb parler. So we say, nous parlons. Please follow what I'm doing. Nous parlons. Okay. Then the verb finir, we say, nous finissons. Then the verb faire, we say, nous faisons. Nous faisons. Now, you see, those verbs have conjugated. What are we told? I'm taking you back to the document. Follow what I'm doing, kindly. Now, once you conjugate the verb, you by adding the following ending. So what you do, once you conjugate the verb, you drop the what? The imperfect is formed by dropping what? Dropping the ONS. So the ONS, then we add these endings. Now, kienyeji. Je, you add what? Ais. Tu, you add ais. Il, you add ait. Nous, you add ions. Vous, you add ies. Il, elle, you add ayent. Juguna Wangare.
Yes.
What have I said last?
In you, you drop. Sorry. You drop ONS Yes.
And then after dropping the ONS, what do you add?
AIS.
Just say it. AIS, AIS, it is simple. AIS, it works. It has worked for so many people, so it should work for you. AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IES, IN. Can you repeat that kindly?
AIS, AIT, IONS, ES, ENT.
IENT, IENT,
Yes.
IONS, IENT, okay? So you add that to what? Having dropped what? The ONS. So let me take you back to my board illustration. So the verb parler, so we say nous parlons. So let's say je parle, je parle. So see, that's what we have. We have dropped the ONS. Okay, let me do this. This is what we are dropping, ladies and gentlemen, sorry. These are what we are dropping. So whatever remains, we add those endings we have been. So we say nous parler, AIS, okay? Parler, tu parlais, il, elle parlait, AIT, nous parlions, vous parliez, il, elle parlait. Please note, the pronunciation changes only in the nous and vous. You see that those are pronounced the same, just like the last person, pronounced the same. But the nous and vous pronunciation is not the same. Simple. Je parlais, tu parlais, il, elle parlait, nous parlions, vous parliez, but il, elle parlait. Are we together?
Yes.
Now, conjugate. Complete the one with the verb finir and the verb faire. Those two verbs. Remember, the verb faire is to do, the verb finir is to finish. Kindly. You can do all of them, you just use a comma, because you know when you press enter, it will come. So just conjugate all of them in form of a comma, then you enter once, rather than doing them one by one like that. Je finissais mon travail. I was finishing my work when ABCD happened, or when you call. I was winding up. So this tense is very important. Once you understand it, it's very easy. Je finissais, tu finissais, elle finissait, nous finissions. Ok, finition. Correct. The verb faire. Now the rest you see, do the verb faire. Finir, we are done with that. The verb faire. That is Evelyn Wanjiku, that is correct. Nyoso, that is correct. Okay. Mary Mburu. Mary Mburu, can you unmute yourself? Is Mary Mburu in this class? Mary Mburu. Mary Mburu, can you hear me? I can't hear anything you are saying. No, hivyo hatutaongea. Kelele iko hapo. Christine Bisera. Me, I can't hear you. Mary Mburu, I can't hear you. I'm just hearing a lot of noise, which is even interfering with my ears. Christine Bisera.
Yes.
Can you read what I've written and tell us the meaning? I hope you heard me. Ma?
Yes, I heard you.
Yes, go ahead.
Ma mère is rêvé quand je prépare le dîner.
What does that mean?
My mother My mother has prepared dinner.
Okay. Juguna, can you kindly read that statement?
In English,
No, this is a French class. You read, then you tell me in English what it means, or you tell us.
it means that my mother,
Just
my,
class. No, hiyo
my
unalenga ndio. Read it first in French, and then you tell us.
mom,
You are muted.
sorry. Ma mère est arrivée quand je préparais le dîner.
Umejaribu, jaribu sana. Cut 2 mnafaa kufanya oral. Hii.
But I have got the translation, right? The meaning.
Translation, what did you say? Remind us.
My mother arrived when I was preparing dinner.
Wonderful. You can take some warm water.
Sorry?
You can take some warm water for getting it right. That's how I celebrate students.
I only took milk.
Yeah, you can take some milk. Now, who can read this? I want to, okay. Maure Bridget, unmute yourself. Bridget Maure. Kindly read that statement. Bridget. Not in class.
Teacher Nico.
Yes, read. Cut 2 oral. I've changed my mind. It's out of 25 marks. Sasa mtaninyamazia tu, eh? Okay. Any other person here? Let me look for Evelyn Wanjiku. Evelyn. Okay. Kinywa Masi. Read.
Ma mère est arrivée quand je prépare le dîner.
Quand je prépare le
Le dîner.
Okay. Had you. Ceremony Naomi. Unmute yourself. Read. Ceremony, can you hear me?
Ma mère. Ok, ma mère est arrivée quand je préparais le dîner. Ledine.
Msoko uko wapi? Unasoma kama ceremony. Elisa.
Yes.
No.
Can you read?
Melissa, read.
Yes.
You tell the kids to keep quiet. We're in a serious business here. Melissa, read.
Okay, 1 minute.
Sandra.
Melissa.
Yes.
And you also Snyder. Snyder, read. Melissa, mute yourself.
Ma mère est arrivée pour je préparer le dîner.
Again?
Ma mère est arrivée quand je préparais le dîner.
Okay. Rachel?
Ma mère est arrivée quand je préparais le dîner.
Vous vous préparez.
Quand je préparais le dîner. Préparer. Eh.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Kindly check your mic. Check your mic. You are using the headphone. Okay. I can't hear anything.
Ma mère est arrivée quand je préparais le dîner.
Again?
Ma mère est arrivée quand je préparais le dîner.
Were you using a headphone before?
No,
Why is it that before I cannot hear you? What have you done?
nime switch off Bluetooth.
Why are you using, or you are connecting the Bluetooth with the speaker? So just know that this time I will not call you twice. Connect na Bluetooth. Hiyo unasambaza information na wengine wanyalipa school fees, so they are learning French for free. Okay. So hey, reading. this word is not S. So we say, ma mère est arrivée, you saw that. Ma mère est arrivée quand je préparais le dîner. We have got two tenses here, passé composé, passé composé. So we have got this. The verb arriver is a verb of motion. I want you to know that, okay? The verb arriver, sorry. The verb arriver, you see that it's a verb of motion. So we've used the passé composé. Then préparer here is in perfect tense. Hello, who is that?
Hata wakakulia kwa maybe ndio watakula washibe.
Bridget Maure. Bridget.
Yes.
Can you mute yourself? We don't want to hear what you are saying. Remember,
Guy.
you're in class. So, wale wanataka kushiba, wacha washibe, you concentrate in class. And remember, this lesson is recorded. Bridget, can you mute yourself kindly? Oh, you are reporting me and I'm here.
Venye tulikuwa tunaongea nimeji-unmute.
Bridget. Bridget Maure. Bridget, I'm talking to you. Bridget. Bridget Maure.
Yes.
No, I want you to know this. Are you getting me? Bridget, I'm talking to you. You are in class and at all time, I want you to mute yourself at all time. Keep yourself muted unless I call upon you. Keep yourself muted 24/7. Thank you. So, we were talking about this. So we have got two tenses. So you can see the second verb is an action in the past, but it is incomplete. So my mom arrived when I was. What was happening by the time your mom came, or when my mom came, something was taking place. So that's why we say the imperfect tense is a tense used to express events or actions which are incomplete, which are continued, which are out of habit, habitual, again, but in the past. So please know how you alternate the same. So arriving is complete, preparing was not complete by that time. By that time, mom arrived, what was taking place? I was eating, I was preparing, I was sleeping, I was doing some cleaning, I was reading. You see, so I believe I am clear as far as that is concerned.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So, when we are writing this verbs in the Lampafe, are we supposed to be pronouncing also those endings? Okay, can you just reread that sentence again? Because someone might assume and read like prepare.
That question you've asked me, I will throw it back to you. Remember when you were doing about pronunciation in French, alphabet, what is silent, what is not silent. Remember that? It still applies here. The compound voice, simple voice. So we say préparer, préparer. So remember, I'd explained myself here when I was talking about this. So we say parler, parler, parler. I said the first three persons are pronounced the same, just like the last one. So, je parlais, tu parlais, il, elle parlait. All verbs, whether first group, second group verb, the first three persons must produce the sound what? A. Just like the E acute accent. A. Kama ni aimer, aimer. Kama ni dire, disait. Kama ni faire, faisait. Kama ni admire, admirer. Any verb. Kama ni vouloir, voulait. Kama ni pouvoir, pouvait. Kama ni pleuvoir, pleuvait. Always A. IES, it is so eyes, I eat, I ate are pronounced the same regardless of the verb. Have I answered that question? Rachel, have I answered you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let us start. Remember I've said one verb I want to remind you of so that we do something else is the only verb which does not respect, which is not formed from. And this document I've given you the conjugation of most of the verbs in the new form. So what you do, but again, please take note of the verbs ending in GER and CER. What is changing, I did explain that last time. I will not repeat myself. Kindly go through that. Then I talked about the verb être. Here, note here, this part here, what you've been told is very important for you to note. The verb falloir and the verb pleuvoir, impersonal verbs which are only conjugated with what? With il. Il pleuvait, it was raining. Il pleuvait, it was raining. Il fallait, it was necessary. But please note the verb, être, to be. Please note how it forms the imperfect. I repeat, note how the verb être form the imperfect tense. So remember the verb être in the new form is nous sommes. So for the verb être, it does not respect that whatever we have said, that all the verbs is you derive the stem from the nous. But the verb être, remember this verb is formed from nous form. Okay? From nous. Ore, I'm giving you time out of this class because I've told you several times to unmute yourself, but you keep on. I've told you to mute yourself and you keep on. Okay. So now I can explain myself. I've said the verb être, remember what happens. The verb être, you don't form it from the new form because we say nous sommes. So this verb does not respect that. So that's why I'm calling upon you to note how the verb être is forming the imperfect tense. So we say j'étais, tu étais, I was. J'étais, tu étais, you are. Il était, he was. Elle était, she was. Nous étions, we were. Vous étiez, you were. Il était, they were. That is how that verb form the imperfect tense. Any question? Any question? Are we together? No. Any question? Okay. Now I want to talk about the last topic. So Snyder, who? Not Snyder. Who can read here? Njuguna Wangari, kindly read.
Okay.
Let me just send
So-
the webcam. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. Adverbs. Okay. Adverbs.
Mhm.
One of the 8 adverbs, they can modify several different parts of speech, including themselves. Virtually every French word that meant M-E-N-T in English, but there are also many adverbs that don't end in M-E-N-T.
Okay.
M-E-N-T. Should I
Okay.
continue?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just to help you understand, adverb is one of the 8 parts of speech. Adverb can modify. So we have got different classification of adverb as we are going to see. I want to be very, very brief on this so that we go to application and formation, especially adverbs which are formed from the adjective. Very, very important for you to note. So adverbs here, what I want you to understand is that adverb can accompany a verb. Adverb never talk about the noun. Adverb can only refer to, can only accompany the verb. Adverb can accompany adjective. Adverb can accompany another adverb. So we are told adverbs are descriptors. They can modify several different parts of speech, including themselves. Virtually every French word that ends in M-E-N-T is an adverb. Note in French, word that ends in M-E-N-T is what? Is an adverb, equivalent to ly in English. For example, really, surely, okay, slowly, li. So anything that's like in English, anything that's ending in ly, okay, is an adverb. So in French, we talk of the ment. That does not mean that all adverbs end in ment, but again, we are going to talk about the adverbs ending in ment. How do we arrive at that? Especially adverbs which are formed from the adjective. So characteristics of French adverbs, so they may modify verbs, adjectives, prepositions, or other adverbs. They are invariable, are categorized according to type of modification, follow specific placement rules, okay? To proceed, types of French adverbs, very important. Classification of adverbs, that's where I am now. Classification of adverbs. So here are the different types of French adverbs, which with a few examples of each. So let us look at them. So adverbs of frequency, so jamais, which means ever. So when you say ne jamais, ne jamais now means never, which we use in the negation, So ne jamais, so here we talk about jamais is adverb of frequency. Parfois, which means sometimes, parfois, sometimes. Parfois, je mange au restaurant, parfois, je mange à la cantine. Sometimes I eat at the restaurant, sometimes I eat at home, and in the canteen, sorry. Rarement, rarely, rarement. Je vois mes étudiants rarement de nos jours. Nowadays, I see my students rarely, souvent, often, toujours, always. Adverbs of place. Dehors is outside. Ici is here. The opposite is là. I hope you are following what I'm doing. Partout is everywhere. The most important thing, how do you apply this? So when I say je vais dehors, je vais, the verb aller. Je mange dehors, the verb manger. Je mange dehors, I'm eating outside. Viens ici, come here. Je vais là-bas, I'm going there. Il est là, he is there. Elle est là, she is there. Partout is everywhere. So we can say, for example, Snyder est partout. Snyder is just an example I'm giving you so that you don't forget how to use this verb. Snyder est partout. Snyder is everywhere. Okay? Je mange partout. I eat everywhere. Okay? Elle voyage partout. She's traveling everywhere. Quelque part is somewhere. Je vais quelque part, I'm going somewhere. Je vais quelque part. Les étudiants vont quelque part. The students are going somewhere. Simple. Assez is quite, fairly, or it means enough. I've said assez means quite, means fairly, or means enough. Beaucoup is a lot. Peu is few or little. And remember, when you say un peu now means a little. Je parle un peu français. I speak a little French. Très is very. Now, I want you to know that très and beaucoup are not compatible. You cannot say a lot very or very a lot. No. Très means very. Okay? Trop means so much. Okay? Trop. Now, going back to adverbs of manner, bien means well. Je vais bien. I'm going well. Elle va bien. She's doing well. Très bien, very well. Heureusement means fortunately. Something bad happens, then or something which is, you are expecting something maybe not positive, but it happens to be positive. Heureusement, j'ai réussi dans l'examen de français. Fortunately, I passed the French exam. Heureusement, j'ai réussi dans l'examen de janvier-avril. Fortunately, I passed the exams for the January-April, for those who got the pass. So you are celebrating the outcome, heureusement. But when you say malheureusement, I want you to get this. Let me take you back to now. When you say malheureusement, this is one word, sorry. Malheureusement means unfortunately or unhappily. So malheureusement, something negative. Malheureusement, je dois partir. Unfortunately, I have to leave. Malheureusement, je ne peux pas attendre. Unfortunately, I can't wait. Malheureusement, meaning something negative. Heureusement, happily, fortunately. Malheureusement, unfortunately, or unhappily. Hope you got my point as far as that is concerned. Mal, poorly, or bad, or badly, okay? Poliment, politely. Vite, quickly, okay? Now, we have adverbs of time, bientôt, soon, déjà, already, hier, yesterday, longtemps, for a long time, maintenant, now. Nous sommes en classe maintenant. We are in class now. Bientôt, je vais partir. Soon, I'm going to leave. Bientôt, je vais voyager. Soon, I'm going to travel. Bientôt, je vais manger. Soon, I'm going to eat. Bientôt, je vais finir mes études. Soon, I'm going to finish my studies. Déjà, j'ai déjà arrivé. I've already arrived. Elle est déjà là. She already there. J'ai déjà préparé le dîner. I've already prepared dinner. Elle parle français déjà. She's already speaking French. So these words, once you put your house in order, it is very easy to know or to apply these adverbs. Adverbs, exclamative adverbs. Ce que, combien, comme, que, de, qu'est-ce que. Interrogative adverbs, ladies and gentlemen, we have combien. These are what we have talked about this before, if at all you can remember. The interrogative adverbs, when we are talking about different ways of asking questions, when I was telling you about the WH questions, okay? So combien, how much or how many, comment, how, où, where, pourquoi, why, quand, when. Quand voyages-tu à Paris? When are you traveling to Paris? Pourquoi voyages-tu à Paris? Why are you traveling to Paris? Où voyages-tu exactement? Where are you traveling exactly? Comment tu t'appelles? How do you call yourself? What's your name? Vous avez combien? How much do you have? Vous êtes combien en classe? How many are you in class? Negative adverbs. Ladies and gentlemen, know these things. Neger, so what comes in between all those is the verb. So all those negative adverbs sandwiches the verb. So we say neger hardly. Neger, ne then verb ger. Je ne mange guère, I hardly eat. Je ne mange jamais, I never eat. Je ne mange pas, I don't eat. Je ne mange plus, I no longer eat. Ne plus means no more, no, not anymore, or no longer. Okay? Neke, now, here. Okay. Wangari.
Yes.
What does neke means? In another language, I hope you know what I'm asking.
What? Neke. What?
Neke, what? Yeah, what? Like, see, you can ask someone, what's the problem? You say, neke.
Okay, cure.
Kuna nini? Like something like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so now you can relate that with so that one, it is different from this. So this one is negation, but you can relate. So neke is neke in French is a restriction. It is falling under negation, but I want you to know that it's not more of negation. It's a restriction. Like for example, you want to say, I only have one brother. You get it? Not less, not more. I only have 100 shillings. I only know monsieur. Okay? I only have one. I only have two. Okay? I only said this or that. Neke. So remember what I've said. All those negation or negative adverbs, what comes between is what? Is the verb. So for example, I can say, je ne connais que Carol. I only know Carol. No one else. Je ne connais que Nairobi. I only know Nairobi. Or within Nairobi, there's only one place you've ever visited. So that's the only place you know. Or the only supermarket you know. Or the only university you know. Or the only restaurant you know. So ne que is only restriction. I believe you understood my explanation. Okay? Now, comparative, moi, less, plus, more, aussi, as. Superlative, of course, you put the article before those comparative adverbs. Pronominal adverbs, we have on a, so this one, I don't want to talk about that now, the pronominal adverbs, because you are going to meet them in your final semester when you'll be doing French 4, where you'll be talking about different forms of the pronouns, subject pronouns, direct, indirect pronouns, y, en, etc. Tonic pronouns, that is next semester, God willing. So French adverbs and word order. So we are told, very generally speaking, when adverb modifies a verb, they are placed after the first verb. I repeat, when the adverb modifies the verb, they are placed where? They are placed after the first word, the first verb. So it means when you have got two verbs, remember the adverb comes after the first verb, not the second verb. So je travaille beaucoup, you can see, you cannot say je beaucoup travaille. Je travaille beaucoup, I work a lot. But when you say, now this is the present, that's the present, okay? That's the present. Je travaille beaucoup, that's the present. But now passé composé, meaning the adverb comes between the auxiliary verb and the past participle. Remember, j'ai travaillé, I worked. So, but now you want to say I worked a lot. So we say j'ai beaucoup travaillé. J'ai beaucoup travaillé, I worked a lot. But remember, you can also use the noun, as I'm going to illustrate. So when you use the noun, for example, you want to say I have a lot of work. So we say j'ai beaucoup de travail. J'ai beaucoup de travail, I have a lot of work. Okay? J'ai beaucoup de travail, I have a lot of work to do. Okay? J'ai beaucoup de travail, I have a lot of work. Back to the document. So, je dois beaucoup travailler. I have to work a lot. You have the verb devoir. We have the verb travailler. Remember, we have been told you put the adverb after the first verb. Now, when adverb modifies any other part of speech, they precede it. You can say, je suis très fatigué. Très is an adverb. Très, adverb of intensity, okay, or adverb of quantity in that matter. So we say je suis très fatigué, I'm very tired. You cannot say je suis fatigué très. No, it is even sounding odd. Je suis très fatigué, I'm very tired. Je suis assez souvent fatigué, I'm tired fairly often, okay? Il habite tout près de moi, he lives quite near me. Près means close or near. Now, my main interest, ladies, is this, where I'm heading to. How we form adverbs from adjectives. I want you to be very, very keen on this. So I'm inviting any of you to read. And I want all of you to be very, very keen when it comes to what you are reading. Anyone to read kindly? Anyone to read?
Le adverb e meant. Adverbs ending in meant are formed using the adjective as a base. The feminine adjective is e or a consonant adjective, feminine adjective plus o, and the meant adverbs of manner. General, generalmente, difficile, difficult, difficilement, difficilement. Can I continue?
Just leave it there. Now, thank you. We are told adverbs ending in ment are found using the adjective as a base. I want to get that point. They must be derived from the adjective. So, first, we are told the feminine adjective, very important, the feminine adjective plus what? ment, meaning when you have the adjective, form the feminine form of that, then you add what? ment. ment. So, general, that is English general. So you can see we have added letter E to the masculine to form what? Feminine, general, then you add ment. So how do you read that? We say generalement. I want you to get me. The first one, the adjectives which are formed from the feminine form of adjective. So if you have got the masculine adjective, form the feminine, then you do what? You add the ment. So we say generalement, which is the equivalent of English generally, generalement. Difficile is already ending with what? Letter E. So that one you simply add ment. So in simple words, when you have got an adjective that ends with a vowel, I repeat myself, when you have adjective that ends with a vowel, letter E or any other vowel, you simply add what? You simply add ment. I repeat myself. If you have an adjective that ends with letter E already, or any other vowel, you simply add what? ment. But if you have got the adjective, that ends with a consonant, you form the feminine, or you are given the masculine adjective, form the feminine. After forming the feminine, you add what? ment. I hope you've gotten the two key important points I've made so far. So difficile, you simply add ment. So we say difficilement, difficulty, difficilement. Now, next part, elle est rapide, she is quick. That's now the examples. Elle mange rapidement. You see, rapide already ends with letter E. So what has happened? The adverb now giving more information about the verb. So we say we add ment. Rapide is adjective, rapidement is adverb. So elle mange rapidement, she eats quickly. The manner in which she eats, is it slowly or quickly? Is she slow or quick? But now the verb, walk quickly, walk slowly. So here we're talking about quickly, rapidement. Now elle est lente, she is slow. So elle berce lentement le bébé. Elle berce lentement le bébé. Or we can say elle mange lentement. Or we can say elle marche, marcher is to walk, elle marche lentement. Or we can say elle parle, the verb parler. Elle parle lentement. Or we say le bus roule, rouler is to move. Le bus roule lentement, meaning that the bus is moving slowly, not fast, okay? So please take note of how those adverbs are derived from the adjective. Next, Now, the masculine adjective, note, the masculine adjective plus meant, when the adjective ends, that is what I've said earlier on, ladies and gentlemen, that when you have got the masculine adjective that ends with I, you, e, you simply add what? Meant. That is what that next statement is telling us, okay? As simple as that. So, vrai, true, so simply add what? More. Remember, MENT is always read as what? As more. Rapidement, lentement, doucement, sérieusement, malheureusement, absolument, socialement, you know, parallèlement, any, poliment, so vraiment, truly, or really. Poli, you see, poli, polite. So we say poliment, politely. Exagère, exaggerated, excessive, we say exagère, more, excessively or overly. Absolute, absolute as an adjective, you simply add the MENT. We say absolument, absolutely or totally. Note, please note, for those who are taking notes, note what I'm going to say next. Ladies and gentlemen, please know this. When you have the adjective, I repeat myself, when you have the adjective that ends, when you have the adjective that ends in either ENT or ANT, ANT, I'm reading those in French, ANT or ANT, what happens? What happens? You replace the ENT first, the ENT or ANT with EWMENT. In this case, these adverbs, the M doubles. Meaning before the ENT, you see, we have got the ENT. So ENT is replaced with what? EWMENT. If it is ANT, letter A, for avocado, we say ANT, AWMENT, but please note this, they are pronounced the same. They are pronounced the same. I repeat myself. When you have an adjective where the ending is either ENT or ANT, what happens? What happens? If it is ENT, it is AWMENT. If it is ANT, it is AWMENT. I believe you've heard me. Examples. Examples. I want you to take note of what I'm saying kindly. Look at that. Violon. What has happened? The ENT has been replaced by what? EWMENT. Okay? EWMENT. Méchant is ANT, which has been replaced by AWMENT. Passion, ENT, has been replaced by EWMENT. Note this word, this I've said, that the EWMENT or AWMENT are pronounced the same way. So we say amant, amant. So we say violent, violemment. Méchant, méchamment. Passion, patiemment. You get that? Amant, amant. Whether it is E or A, we say the same amant. Okay? Fréquent, fréquent, fréquemment. Okay? Frequently. I've said violent, violemment, violemment, méchant, méchamment, patient, patiemment, fréquent, fréquemment. Any question? Any question? Ladies and gentlemen, any question? I'm asking if you have a question. Christine Bisera, Evelyn, Kinywa, Mary, Melissa, Juguna, Rachel, Snyder, Victor.
No.
If you have a question.
No, I don't have.
Now, let me, special cases, no, you know where I said not, where I said not, you better not. Where I said not, you better not. So, special cases, underline, there are exceptions to the rule. Which rule? The rule I've talked about. As ever. Here are the most common ones where there are special what? Cases, which defy the rule. So the John T means kind, John T kind. So for this, we say kind or nice. So we say gentiment. So you see here, normally we say that adverbs are formed from the adjective by forming the feminine adjective from the masculine. So this one does not respect that. So remember that adjective gentil. So we say gentiment. The L has been dropped. Okay. Bref, note. Bref, note how it is formed. Bref, briefly. So we say brèvement. IE. So after the R, we change it to IE. You can see. So we say brèvement, and the F changes to letter V. So we say brèvement. Then impuni and punish. We say impuniment. Please note what I'm saying. Impuniment, punity, recklessly. Précipité, hasty, rash, okay? So we say précipitamment. You can see this one doubles. Please note this, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 adverbs formed from the adjective gentil, bref, impuni, précipité. Note them. Any question? Any question? Any question? I'm asking if there is a question. No, now just to remind you about a few things. When you have an adjective ending in X, are you getting me? The X changes to SE. Okay? The X changes to SE. I've said when you have an adverb, sorry, the adjective ending with X. So for example, we say adverb like serious. You are given that serio. First, you form what? You form the feminine, which is, sorry, serious. Serious. After that, the adverb you form by adding what? Men. So we say serious, seriousement. Okay? Seriousement. Now, but note this. Do is a unique one. Please note this adjective. Do is, let me see. Can I see some charts? Okay, no question. So do, not this. Do becomes what? Do's. Okay? Then after that, you form the adverb. We say doucement. Doucement, vas-y, doucement. Softly, slowly, gently. So we say doucement, bébé. Doucement. Doucement. I've explained myself. So, can you form an adverb here? No, before I give you that, let me also give you another one. So this is doucement. We have sec. Sec, the feminine is sèche. Okay. Then you add ment. So we say sèchement. Okay. Take note of that. Okay. Sèchement. Sec is dry, so dryly we say sèchement, okay? etc. So please note how I think I've given you all these possible scenarios. The possible scenarios that are there. So I think for me, that is what I have to say as far as the formation of adverbs are concerned. It's upon you to learn how to use them. You have some examples I've given you there, of course, the application. So adverbs of manner, we say doucement, gentiment, mal, lentement, etc. Lio, ici, là, ailleurs, loin, dessus. Dessus is on top, hein? Là-bas, there, devant, in front, près, near. Adverbs of time, le temps, hier, yesterday, bientôt, soon, maintenant, now, aussitôt, soon, soudain. Okay? You see, adverbs of quantity, beaucoup, peu, près, trop, plus, moins, un peu, tout, etc. So this document is well explained, and I think it's very important. It's very easy for you to understand. practice how you're supposed to use them. So at that point, I want you to join the chat room. And that's the next thing we want to talk about in the next few minutes. Then we'll just call it a day. So thank you so much for this time. Thank you so much for joining the live session. I believe you learned something. Please put your house in order. Revise to understand. Don't just read for the sake of the exam. The exam will come and go. The exam will come and go. So I've given you quite a number of the adverbs here in the last part of this document. You can see, especially those ones where the M doubles, they're there. Please study them, understand, and you'll be good to go. So please join the chat forum. It is just still on the same topic. You're going to see it. Join it. We share one or two things as we wind up. It was a pleasure teaching you this semester. You have your cut next week. Please prepare well. If you've not done any assignment, please get in touch with me. If you know you've not done cut 1, you better explain to me why you didn't do that cut. If you've not submitted any assignment, please make sure you put your house in order, because I don't want issues, and you know that, okay? And please don't wait until last minute, because that last minute, I may not listen to you. So I'm calling upon you to do what is right at the right place at the right time. With those few remarks, see you on the other side. Take care of yourselves, and God bless. See you on the chat room. Thank you.